Our third and final inductee for 1999, Mr. Gregg Wolff.
When I was 16 years old, I fell in love with this game, and I caddied at Torresdale Factory Country Club, and I saw the work that Jack Walsh was doing, the head golf professional there, and I knew that was going to be my life ambition. Jack took me under his wing, and he taught me how to play golf. He taught me how to do club repair. He taught me how to teach. He taught me how to merchandise the pro shop. He taught me how to run tournaments. And most of all, he taught me how to serve the membership. And all the things that he helped me out with, that he taught me back then, I apply totally today in matter. But I've always added one thing that I've always learned, and that is, when I feel like the job is done, I always add that little extra 10%.
Gregg and I have been married since 1979, which is almost 20 years, and one of the greatest accomplishments to date of his would be the year he won the Georgia Open, which was what he terms the last leg of the Grand Slam in the state of Georgia. That was probably the most thrilling time I've experienced with him on the golf course.
I have a great sense of personal satisfaction being one of two professionals to have won the four major championships that the Georgia PJ offers. The match play championship, the Georgia PGA championship, the Atlanta Open, and the last one that I won in 1991 was the Georgia Open. And that was really the one that was special for me.
I'm very proud of him being inducted into the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame. This is amazing. He's helped out so many people, including juniors and members and other people from around the state.
I'm very excited about him being inducted into the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame because I know he deserves it. He's been working so hard all of his life. He's my biggest fan and I'm his #1 fan. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true.
Mr. Wolff, would you please come forward to accept your induction into the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame? The award reads, for outstanding achievement in the sport of golf, Gregg Wolff is forever enshrined in the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame, presented this 9th day of January, 1999.
Chairman Nicholson, board members of the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame, members of the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame, distinguished guests, family and friends, I am honored to be here this evening as an inductee into the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame. I'm very thankful to the nominating committee for feeling that I'm worthy enough for this very important honor. and I'm very thankful. I would like to take this time and thank Charlie, Judy, and Cammie for everything you've done for me. Charlie, that was beautiful. It's hard to follow my daughter singing. Thank you for that. And I especially would like to thank Mr. John Bryant, the Georgia PGA, for his leadership and all the everything he's implemented for the Georgia PGA to make all of us better golf professionals. And John, I thank you for that. There has been some special things that happened in my life over the past 6 weeks. And I really feel committed to talk to you about these things. It reaffirms a lot of my beliefs. And the 5 things that I would like to talk to you about today are found in golf. We all know that golf is the greatest game. It's a game of a lifetime. But it's the letters that spell out the word golf that mean the most to me. Starting with the letter G, that can only stand for one thing in my life, and that's God. I thank God for all the blessings that He has given to me. I thank God for giving me the ability to play this wonderful game. And I thank God for giving me the opportunity to be the head golf professional at Willow Lake Country Club in Metter. But most importantly, I thank God for sending His Son Jesus to die on the cross for my sins. And I'm so thankful that I've accepted Him as my Savior. And everything that I do and everything that I say, I give Him all the honor and glory. The next letter in golf is O, and it stands for others. One of my members came into my shop recently, and he said, "Gregg, how do you feel about being inducted into the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame?" And I said, "Mr. Stanton, I feel very excited and I'm very humbled about this." And he said to me, "Gregg, it's wonderful to feel humble, but always remember, use this to try to help other people." And I promise that I will use this to try to help other people. I'm always willing and able to do so, and I really look forward to the opportunity of doing that. The next letter in golf is L. And L stands for only one thing, and that's love. Last year, DeWitt Weaver stood up here at this podium and made an elegant acceptance speech. And one of the highlights that he talked about was love. And you know something? I feel exactly the way he does. You see, 6 weeks ago, when I was visiting my mother, who was in a nursing home in Philadelphia, my sister informed me that when I was 8 weeks old, that I had been adopted. My first question to my sister was, "Do you know who my birth parents are?" And she said, "Gregg, the only thing that I can tell you is that your name that was given to you at birth was Gregory Bill Hart." The next day, my sister and I got on the internet and we searched the name Bill Hart. In the entire United States, there were only 9 listed. In 2 days, I found my second cousin, Anthony, who lives in Ohio. He directed me to my first cousin, Diane, who lives in Lambertville, New Jersey. Diane then informed me that I had a half-brother, Leon, who lived in Philadelphia. And when I contacted Leon, he gave me the most wonderful news that I could ever hear, that my mother, Kathleen, was still alive in a nursing home in Philadelphia. But the only problem was she had a stroke 7 years ago, and she was unable to talk. Well, the next day, I met my half-brother for the first time, Leon, in downtown Philadelphia. And he took me to the nursing home where my biological mother, Kathleen, was staying. As I walked into that hospital and walked into that room, I saw a woman laying there that I had never seen before. And I walked over to her and I grabbed her hand. And I said words that I had never said before. I said, "Mom, this is your first son, Gregory." And I repeated it and repeated it and repeated it. So finally she opened her eyes and stared at me. She has the largest and most beautiful blue eyes I had ever seen in my life. And as I kept repeating myself who I was, Gregory, your first son, she finally turned her head to the side, and tears came out of her eyes. And the tears ran down her cheeks. But you know something? These were not tears of sorrow. These were tears of joy and love. I'd never experienced anything like that in my life. And then an hour later, I went to the other nursing home, all the way across town, to be with my mom and my dad. And as I walked in that nursing home and walked up the stairs and into that room, I can still see my mother laying in the bed with her eyes half shut and my father right next to her. And I walked over and I grabbed her hand and I rubbed her head. And I just told her how much I loved her and how much she's meant to me in my life. And I said the same thing to my dad. I've never experienced in my whole life a level of love like I've experienced over the past few months. And I just hope and pray that everybody in this room can feel that love at some point in their life. And if you haven't, I really pray that you will. The last letter in G.O.L.F is F. And that stands for two things. That stands for family and friends. I love my family. And I thank God for my father and my mother, Walt and Ada Wolff, and what they've done for me, the values that they instilled in my life. And I thank God for my sister, Elaine, and my brother, Walt. I'm so happy you're here today to be with me. And I'm so happy and proud of my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, Jean and James Hensley. Thank you for your support that you've given to me all my life. And I'm so happy to be standing here and just thank God for giving me the most wonderful wife that I could ever have. We've been together since 1975, and she has felt all the ups and downs of my life. And Jerry, without your support and your love, there's no way that I'd be standing up here today. And you know and I know that we both share in this award. And as for my children, Thomas, Angela, and Michael, I know how proud you must be that I'm standing up here as an inductee into the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame, but that cannot even compare to how proud your mother and I are of you. You have fulfilled our lives, and you mean the world to us. So as you leave this building this evening, think about golf in another way. You know how it's always been said, golf is more than a game? Think about God. Think about helping others. Think about love. Think about family and friends. I am so proud to be a Georgian, and I am so proud to be a member of the Professional Golfers Association of America. And I'm so proud of the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame and the tradition that this Golf Hall of Fame keeps going in our state year after year after year. And I promise to portray an image that will not only enhance the Georgia PGA and the Georgia Golf Hall of Fame, but an image that will enhance the greatest state in the country, and that state being the state of Georgia. Thank you very much for this awesome honor, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.